I was scrolling through on the internet just to see if there was anything out there that I could talk about, and I came across this story right here, and I almost missed it, and I had to go back just to make sure that my eyes were not deceiving me. And that is about Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. Now, Neverland, has always been something that was associated with two people, Peter Pan and Michael Jackson. And it was no secret that Michael Jackson, while as an adult, tried to relive his childhood because he was pretty much forced to grow up almost adult-like because of the music industry and him getting started so young. And he always compared his life to that of Peter Pan, an individual who was a grown-up pretty much, or at least a teenager, who could not let go of not being a child. And he decided to create this entire, I guess you could say, world that was within his realm. Back in the late 80s, I think it happened after the success of his Bad album. I think it was right around that time when Neverland became a thing. Of course, it was on large acres of land. It literally was called Neverland Ranch. So it was large acres of land. It had carnival rides there. And, his house sat there. He had a lot of butlers and maids and everything like that. Something to reflect who he is as a person. And, of course, he had kids come there. And that's when all the accusations started to come up about, I'm not even going to go into that. But you know exactly what accusation I'm talking about. But anyway, it has just been recently reported that Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch has officially been sold to this billionaire by the name of Ron Burkle. I think his name is Ron Burkle, or Burkle is one of the two, for a reported like $78 million. Now, I was sitting there saying like $78 million for all of this, $78 million. I'm like, that seems kind of low. But then when I was reading some of the articles, it said that the Neverland Ranch started to depreciate in value over the years. They said back in 2016, the property was like valued at $100 million. And now it's like worth, and now I think it's like worth way, way less than that. And I think it's also due to the fact that, of course, Michael Jackson is no longer here. When he was alive, it was worth a lot of money. Of course, even when he wasn't there, because I think after the second round of accusations that happened around 2005, it was reported that Michael Jackson no longer stayed in Neverland Ranch. He never sold it. He still owned it, but he never stayed there because he was like, it felt like bad memories there. He felt like his privacy was violated. That was the whole point of him creating this area, was for his own privacy. This was his way of getting away from the media and anything like that, because no media outlets were allowed to come to this area or nowhere near it. That was one of the only places he was able to get some kind of privacy. And he felt like when those second round of accusations came in 2005, that's when he felt his privacy or his haven was officially violated and he could no longer stay there. So he never lived in that house anymore. He just lived in other locations outside of this. But he still owned the property, and the property was still worth a lot of money. But of course, after he died in 2009, that property was, pretty much up for grabs. I always felt like it should have went into the hands of his estate, which is his family. I don't know why or how they were not able to get their hands onto that, but I think it should have definitely belonged to them. But apparently it was almost like a free agency. And it has been purchased by this billionaire who allegedly is an associate of Michael Jackson's. But nowadays, associate can just mean about just about anything or anybody. And I always said that I believe that Neverland Ranch should have been turned into a museum, an official Michael Jackson museum, and let it be open to the public, especially those who were never ever to go there, and see different things about Michael Jackson and walk on the property on what people would once call his home. That would have drawn in a lot of people from around the world. That would have brought in millions of dollars per year that could have went to his estate to keep his estate afloat. I've always said that. I don't know why that never happened. And to this day, I still don't. It's unfortunate and everything like that. But I don't know what exactly this billionaire is going to turn this into. I would want to say turn it into a museum, but at the end of the day, I'm not in charge of the property, I don't own it. So shoot, let me tell you, if I was the owner of this property, I would fight tooth and nail to turn it into an official Michael Jackson museum. But that's just me. But because it's not my money and I don't own it, I have no say. But who knows what will actually happen. But I just wanted to bring this story to you right quick. I want to know what your thoughts about this is. And are you on the same wavelength as me when it comes to should they have turned this into a museum for Michael Jackson? Because I truly believe they should have. I've been saying that for a while now. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you have your notifications turned on to all. And I will talk to you in the next one. Oh, and by the way, I know I said earlier that he sold it, or he purchased it for $78 million, but it said that it sold for $22 million. So I'm not sure which one is exactly the right one, but I'm saying $22 million. If it was $22 million, it literally really depreciated in value over the years, even though it was worth way more than that at one point in time.